Today we're talking about future TYT Sports co-host, Ronda Rousey. Oh wait, we're going to wake up and that's not going to happen, but I wish it would happen. But she made a couple of good talking points, right? She made a few statements. Of course, knowing Ronda Rousey, she's outspoken, we love her. And she just was basically talking about how much of a bitch Miesha Tate was.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Well, we can throw to it. We have it.
Yeah, we have it. I mean, I'm just asking you to get your perspective first, but we'll throw to it.
Well, and as you'll hear in the interview, she says that she's like a martini girl, which basically means when you go to like the bar with somebody, you will become who they are, just to blend in with them. So, for example, if I met you at the bar and you were drinking a green apple martini, that's what you'd be drinking.
Love green apple martinis.
And I decided, you know what? I'm going to talk how much I love Scottish football, Celtic, and just so I can blend in with you.
You did that the first day we met. Is that how we started talking?
All right, so Francis, this is what Ronda Rousey, when she went on the Howard Stern show, this is what she had to say. Specifically on why she can't stand Miesha Tate, she just has a martini personality, which is like whoever you're sitting down with having a drink with, that's who you reflect and that's exactly who you are. Her boyfriend is like the biggest douchebag ever and she's around him every single second of the day. I've heard when she's not around him, she's very pleasant, but then when she's with him, she's fucking terrible.
So Howard Stern asked the right questions, as you just said, and he puts her in a place to, one, talk honestly about how she feels about Miesha Tate, and also to promote the fight, which I'm sure the way that the UFC talks and how much we love to talk about how it's such a good self-promoter, Ronda Rousey's going in there with every intention of promoting perhaps some sort of feud amongst the UFC in general.
Well, obviously she doesn't like Miesha Tate. I do like how she goes, well, you know, when she's not around her dickhead boyfriend who sucks, like, she's not a terrible person. Like, is that a compliment, Ronda?
When you're Ronda Rousey, you can basically insult mostly anyone, knowing that if they were to step in the ring with you, octagon, how many times am I going to say that? Step in the octagon with you, you're going to come out on top.
Octagon, it's got
octagon.
Many different
How many sides? Name it off the top of your head.
8, like a stop sign. Got it. There's a second part of this interview that gets even more interesting because she talks about Cyborg, Chris Cyborg, if she'd ever fight her.
I fight at 135, she fights at 145. So she was the champ at 145 before I even started competing. And then she got caught for steroids. She's very obviously been abusing performance-enhancing drugs for a very long time to the point that her jawline, hands, and feet have been morphed by everything she's done to her body. And then she continues to say on whether she would want to fight Cyborg. Of course I do. I have to think about what sends the right message. I'm not going to do backflips for a cheating con artist, and to be honest, if you can make 145 juice the fuck up on steroids, you can get off them and move down. She would have to make 135 like everybody else, and she would have to be clean like everybody else. There's no reason why she should get a special set of rules because she cheated for a long time.
If you can get to 145 juiced up on fucking steroids, then you can come down to fight her.
Yeah.
Granted, Howard goes on to say, and this is obviously like his understanding of the UFC, this does not happen. Like, would you fight her at 135 if she was 145? And she said, of course, like, she would. She'd probably kick her ass too.
Yeah. Well, she would kick anyone's ass. This is the bottom line, and we want to talk about the interview. All in all, was great. It was a great interview, and she doesn't leave anything in the mist. She comes out and explains what she thinks in every question. Yeah. So the first question that caught my eyes when he asked, was she worried about getting her face damaged? And she said, "I haven't got a single bruise from getting hit in a fight yet." What a badass comment. Obviously it's like the Money Mayweather of UFC, and you're like, I don't get my nose broke.
Well, if you last 17 seconds, you're not going to get touched.
Yes, exactly. So there's a few other ones in there on the difference between her judo career and her UFC career. There's no chick in the world that can submit me, which is definitely true. Talk about it. But then it goes into some of the deeper issues, which is what Hal Stern's good at as well. It's touching on some of the personable issues that we as fans.
Howard Stern has always been the person who asks the questions that you want to hear the answer to. He does not beat around the bush. He never has. He's hated by many. He's a 50-50 audience, same as Mike Francesa. He gets dirty. He gets gritty. And fortunately, I started listening to him when I was like 5 years old. Thanks, Dad.
All right, so she asked, we know about the background. Her dad committed suicide after dealing with severe pain. And he asked him the question around it, and she said, I would have done the same thing in that situation. So there's plenty of things about Ronda Rousey's past that aren't exactly brought up as much in the media in comparison to what she's going to be doing in the future. We know everyone wants to work with her. We know about her appearance in WWE. We know about her appearance in the new Entourage movie. And we know about her ability to fight. But she was also a cocktail waitress before that, and she talked about how this is a frightening thought. She used to get her ass grabbed every day, she says. She used to get her ass grabbed every day, and there was nothing she could do about it. Imagine someone trying to do that now. No way. You're getting your arm will never touch any ass ever again, because that's getting armbarred the shit out of it. Thinking about it right now is petrifying.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah, and that's always a motto to go with. So maybe every girl should react the same way that Ronda Rousey would act now.
Armbar.
There you go. Don't ever touch me again. So she's paving the way. So it was a great interview. Hopefully it means that a fight's coming up in the future for her with Cyborg if she can manage to drop down the weight. Because she's right. Why should she do backflips for anyone? People need to come down to her.
And she says, what kind of message do I want to send? My God, Ronda, you understand the media so well. It's great to see. She does. She understands that in today's day of social media, in today's days of promotion, that there always is going to be a message sent. She gets that 110%. She is right about it. She's smart about it. She is fearless about it. Everything with Ronda Rousey is going in the right direction. I don't see where this woman is not going to become the biggest superstar in our country.
I don't see why she's not going to end up in TYT Sports. That's where she's heading.
That is where she's headed. Where we have Jason, Francis, Bill Simmons, Ronda Rousey.
What a panel. What a panel. You tune in for that. So make sure to come back to TYT Sports. Follow us on Twitter at TYT Sports, at JasonRubin91, at Francis_Max. So come back again, guys, for the dynamic duo here talking a lot of golf.
See you, Mad Max.